Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Welcome back everyone, another beautiful day on the Finca. Right, we're starting our massive solar upgrade. What we want to do, we've got a bank of 4 panels there, a bank of 4 panels there, but we've only got 3 in this. Because we're going to be making 3 strings, it'll all come to be revealed in the future, in the near future. And we're going to add another panel to the end of this, so we've got 4 equal strings of panels, equal voltages, equal amperages, massive menos. So let's go and have a look what we've got to do. I think one of the first things I need to do is to clear this bench off. Look at the state of it, you can see it. Right, so on the end of our panels we've got this one piece which our panel's going to bolt to. This bolts to the existing one, it's a matched end basically, as I did each one. If you saw the videos before, I made a matching pair that the panels went on, so they just fixed together. So we need this one, and I need to make another one for the other end that's going to be the final end. So let's get on with it. The first job is to attach this to the panel. I need to drill through it first, and then we'll drill through and bolt it to the panel. So I'm just going to mark it approximately, well, one there and one there. This is the top, it's at an angle as you see in the others. I don't want this one too far in when I can't reach it, but that shouldn't be too bad based on past experience. So I'll get this drilled out. The bolts I'm using are M8, so I'm going to put a 10mm clearance hole through, give me plenty to play with. Started, I put a little dent in it, put some cutting fluid in it, keep my bits sharp, help to save them, make it easier. And straight through. And now the other one. I've left all that stuff on the bench because I'm going to be probably back in the kitchen, the utility room soon. Once we're all done, we'll get rid of it. Right, I'm just going to go through here now with 8.5. Taking it steady, because the last thing you want is it shooting through and bashing the panel. Go. Perfect. Right, this one now, and stick a couple of bolts in. I'm going to put the bolts in from the back. Just occurred to me actually I don't need to do this one because it's going to be bolted in place when it goes in. I have these brainstorms. And I should be able to get to this one from the front underneath, he says. We'll see in a bit. Right. Go tighten them up. Right, that side's done. When we offer it up now, these will line up with the bolts in the other panel, and that's it, Bob's your uncle. It's back out with the steel saw to cut the last of the legs for the other side of the panel, the last support. I just need to clean it up now, get all that scag off the end, and drill 2 holes in it for me legs to bolt through, and then 2 holes to bolt it to the panel. Same again, clamp him to the panel and put the holes through. And bolt them together. Right, next for the legs, I've already cut this to length. What we want to do is squish the end flat so we can cut it off at an angle parallel level with the panel and drill a hole through it to bolt through. Then we're going to squish the other end a bit to put a slight flare on it so it can't pull out of the concrete. It's not going to fit in there though. We need to adjust the press. Now it'll fit. A big plate underneath. We'll do it that way. Do a balance in there for a minute. Okay. And crank away. Actually, that is the wrong way around, isn't it? Stop. We'll spin round. Because I don't want to crush too much of it. Back again. Alrighty, there we go. Try again. And off we go. Squishing. I tried using the vice and everything, there's absolutely no chance. What, 12 ton of press. Does the job nicely. Okay, well we'll look at him, just adjust him, flip him over probably. See, it's going nicely already. And away. A full 12 tons, I reckon. Excellent. Right, we'll flip that over one more time and we should have him somewhere near. Right, there we go. So I can cut him now to the angle of my panel and still have enough space for a hole underneath. The other end, we're just going to put a slight squish on that just to give it a bit of a flare. Sort of like that. So when that's in the concrete, it can't pull out, theoretically. Next thing we want to do with the two legs is line them up, get him sort of an approximate angle, hold him where we want, try and get the hole in the middle-ish, and mark where we want our hole, like that. Then we'll do the same on the bottom one, which is here, and drill that through. Then we just get these bolted loosely in position. So what we're going to do, what we need to do now is dig 2 holes for them in the approximate place, then bring the panel out and drop the legs into the holes, tighten it all up, level it all up, and tuck some concrete in it. Right, okay, that'll do for now. Keep them loose so we've got some flexibility. Excellent. So now the fun bit starts, digging the holes for the legs. I've got them marked out here from a previous life, so let's get on with it. The old digging bar out. Well, that was seriously hard work as usual, but the 2 holes are done. Absolutely dripping. It's only cool today, so it's going to have to wait till tomorrow now because it's time for a beer. Well, it rained, didn't it?
It rained.
We had a bit of a heavy burst. Well,
and rained.
It didn't really. We managed.
It was torrential yesterday.
Yes.
We were in the restaurant having lunch, thankfully. We watched it out the window.
Battered down.
Yes.
But we got a hole in total yesterday, and then it rained again last night. A total of 12 millimetres, which is just under, well, about half an inch. So it's better than nothing, I suppose.
It seemed like a lot at the time. It all came at once.
It comes down heavily, all at once, and then stops. So anyway, it's a nice day today. You can see the sun shining again, as it always does usually.
I haven't got my sunglasses on, so I'm squinting.
So let's get this panel in.
Let's do it.
Right, so after all my careful calculations, the holes that aren't deep enough, or the legs are too long, the front one for sure. So we're going to try and dig them out a little bit. Give it a smash with it. Oh yes. Right, the back one's fine. We've dug down another 6 or 8 inches on the front one. We give up, and I'm going to cut some off the leg and because it's a lot easier than trying to dig this stuff. Even though it's rained, it's only soaked in about that far, it's still rock hard. So we're going to chop a bit off this, work it out and come back to you. Right, okay, it's in. Excellent, it's level. Just need to tighten all the nuts up now and then throw some concrete in these holes and that'll be job done. Here we go. We're just, as usual, going to put it in dry and just water it in. See if I can get it in out of the barrow. I'll get a bit in there. Sort it out in a minute. Right, I'll go and get the rest of it. Right, just need to water in now. It's all good. We put some big heavy rocks in the concrete as well to make it even heavier and stronger. All this spoil that we took out the other holes as well. I can't see, I don't know if you can see him there, he's made himself comfortable in one. We'll put this back over the top when all the concrete is dry, level it all out, make it look pretty. Now we're finished. Righto, so for the next phase, or continuation of the first phase of this installation, this big upgrade, I'm going to try and prepare as much as I possibly can inside, ready for the stuff to, when it gets here. We've got the inverter already, I'm going to try and get that on the wall, but I'm going to put this board up to mount everything on. The inverter charge is going to go up here, the generator wire is going to come through there up to there, my 3 isolation switches for my 3 strings of panels are going to come into there. They're all going to be wired into one connector then to feed the inverter charger. The battery, whether I put it at the bottom there mounted vertically or sat on there, I'm not sure yet, but it doesn't matter, we've got flexibility. I could even mount it on the wall that way. But first of all, I want to get this board in place. It's going to be a super tidy installation, unlike this one that's kept getting added to all the time. It's going to be once and for all. So I'm going to screw it to that beam at the top there. I'm going to put one in the centre to screw it to, and I'm going to fix it at the bottom as well. So the first thing I need to do is take it out now, get my holes drilled in it, and then get the supports in place. Right, so I got all my holes drilled, so we can get it in place. The reason I want to get this in, I want to get the inverter mounted on here, because the battery's coming tomorrow and there's some confusion over the setup for the battery to make it talk to the inverter. There's little dip switches on it and there's conflicting information. So at least if the inverter's fixed on here, we can connect the battery to it and get them talking to each other while we've still got our existing power in place. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a jiggle though, I think. We're in. I've released this cable already. Alrighty. Spot on. Right, I'll get some screws in this, get it held in place, and take it from there. Ah, where's it gone? So here's our new inverter. It's pretty heavy. It says remove the bottom panel. This one here, which I've done, just 2 screws, unplug the wires. Then we need to mount it on the wall using 5mm screw, 4 or 5mm screws. I've got 5. There's 2 holes you can see there in the top here, and one that goes in there down there. Yeah, so I need my trusty assistant to help me hold it, but it's quite heavy, to get some screws in it. Just lean on that. I need to go up here. You're alright. This isn't easy. Right. The first screw is going in. We've got our spirit level on top just to make sure it's level, and it wasn't.
Hold it.
Just need to. That's it. We want it level, you know. Okay, just put a hand on it. That's all. Let's get the other one in. Cool. Okay, right, one more in the bottom and then we're done. Right, so it's on the wall. We need to connect the batteries up when the batteries come next. We can't do anything more until then. Connect the batteries up to the positive neg here, pop that front back on, then plug the battery connector, the communications port is that one there. We can then get these two talking to each other. Until we've done that, we can't really do much more because we want to leave our existing functioning system in place until we've got this ready. Then do as much as we can so we can just switch it over as fast as possible, hopefully well within a day. Right, okay, fab news. We're out walking, out with the dogs last night. I got a phone call from Gareth at Fortuna Logica. He was on his way with the battery, and here it is. Look at that, absolutely fantastic. This single unit can talk to the inverter. It tells it, if this is the problem we've got, the initial problem we've got, it tells it what it needs to receive to charge itself up, to keep itself charged, etc. And it replaces all these. So what I need to do, I know what I need to do, is wire up the pos and neg from the battery into the inverter, plug the front panel back on the inverter and fix it back in place, temporarily close, so we've got to wire up the solar, and get these two talking to each other. This is the problem, because there's dip switches here, little dip switches, which open up the communication port to allow them to communicate with each other. And there's no information from either the battery manufacturers or the inverter manufacturers as to where these switches should be set. I've done a lot of research on the internet, and I think I've kind of found the settings that we need. So what I'm going to do first, with the cables that come with it, wire it up to the inverter, put the front back on, and switch the switch that I think should be switched, and plug the communication port in and see what it says. Right, so the battery leads are in, they're tightened up. Apparently the torque setting is 1.2 Newton meters, which is not a lot. Even with digital torque wrenches only go down to 6, so it's just a bit of a tweak. Front panel goes on next, it's over here. We need to plug him in, and then there's 2 screws that go in underneath. So I'll get that on now. Next, the leads go onto the battery. We've got that one on, and these just push on, sort the cables out. Not even sure where these are going to go at the minute, but we only want to get it communicating. Tuck him in there for now. We can sort them all out in a bit. That's it. It's on. Lovely. Now this is where we don't know what we're doing, and we do a bit. What I need to do is to put this communication port. That one I believe goes in there, and this one goes in there. Right, so we should be able to now switch on the battery, start it, oh, it's doing something, we have life. Alrighty. Right, so now we have to run through the settings once that's all finished doing what it's doing and things. We need to set that up to, well, to talk to this. I kind of got an idea of the settings, so I'm going to have a go and see if we can make it do it. Then we'll be very happy days. So the first one we set is program 1, which tells us where we want to draw our power from. It wants to be set to SBU, which is solar, then battery, then utility. Next, program 5, which is the key one, so we just enter the menu, come down to 5, check number 1's alright. Nope, it's not done it. Solar, battery, utility, enter. Right, now we're cooking. We didn't do it before, it reverted back. Next we go down to program number 5, and that selects the battery type and this. So here we go. That's AGM flooded lead acid. User, Pylon Tech, another one, another one. Right, apparently LIC is the one we want. Okay. Right, so now I think we need to restart the battery, and then that should hopefully be doing it. Right, now we do that. Oh, we've done it. Right, okay. Put it back on. See what we've got. Exciting stuff, eh? There's a lot of beep in these things. Right, I don't know if that's done it or not. I'm going to see if I can find out. And apparently it can take up to, well, at least a minute or 3 minutes for this to begin talking to it. So we'll leave it a little bit and see what happens. Right, so it threw an error code, error 61, which says it's only available when a different battery type selected than the one I've got selected, so I'm not sure how that works. But it means they are kind of talking to each other. So I've just changed the battery type to the other general lithium battery one, and we'll see what that kicks up.
So whilst Andy's scratching his head trying to get this battery to talk to the new inverter, I thought I'd make myself useful, get a coat of creosote on this before the winter sets in for real. Using creosote, not linseed oil, because it's a lot cheaper and it's only an outside building. Used creosote on the stable and on the dog kennel, and that's been absolutely fine. So I'll crack on with this.
So several hours later, and I feel like I've lost a day of my life I can never get back. After heavy consultation with our suppliers, etc., it turns out that this is faulty. So we have to take it off the wall. Luckily, we're going back and going down that way tomorrow anyway for some other stuff, so I can return it and get my money back. The battery company has actually recommended a different inverter, so we've ordered that. That's going to be on its way. It doesn't help us, but at least we're not without power because we've got our original system here. So I'll get this off the wall, get it all packed up, and ready to take it back tomorrow. On a positive note, this is all done, looking lovely. It's not creosote, by the way.
No, I meant to say this morning it's an environmentally friendly kind of substitute for creosote. It does the same job.
Creosote's banned in Europe.
It's perfectly safe for the animals, hence we did the stable and the dog's kennel in the same stuff. So apologies if I misled anybody.
Just thought we'd clear that up.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all done.
Good, eh?
Ready for the winter now. Yeah. But it's been, what a day it's been.
Oh, I've had a nightmare. I don't know, I tried everything. I'm not even going into it, but
no.
Yeah.
No. So we're going to go and have a nice cold beer now,
yes,
and
it's a fantastic
drown
idea.
Our sorrows, and ready to be up and at it again in the morning.
Apart from inverter games. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Share our pain with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to all the subscribers. Thanks to everyone that's bought us a beer. All the channel supporters. All our Patreons. We'll see you on Sunday.